Okay, I guess today this is kind of like one of those recap shows. I think today was kind of a productive day, and even if it was an emotional roller coaster. Um, so I thought I would give a recap. For those of you who didn't know, or maybe you didn't recognize some things, I want to show you. This is the top that I re-dyed, and you can see I'm wearing it. I was wearing it earlier too, and I wanted to also explain what we did after the show ended. Me, Stacy, and Kirsty discussed the issues that were going on, and so we were able to work something out, and so me, Kirsty, and Stacy are in good terms now. The Some of the other people, Kirsty started to talk to FC. And FC was being stubborn and kept saying that he knows mental illness and all this, and he's not even licensed. Like I said once before, he has no legal right to give a diagnosis because he's not involved with the mental health field. So I basically said to him, "Is look, you're not in the mental health field. You have no license. You have no legal, moral, or ethical right to give a diagnosis. I already am working with the Winsted Behavioral Health Center, and I do have a therapist I work with there." And she did say to tell anyone who starts trying to do this that unless you are licensed mental health practitioner, or even for just like medical doctors, if you are not a licensed medical doctor, you have no legal right to give any kind of diagnosis and determining what a person's condition is. So I told that to FC. FC got all upset at me because deep down he knew I was right. But sadly enough is that some people, actually were taken aback by how much I was really hurting, and I was hurting. I am hurting, not as bad as it was a couple days ago, but it's very painful, and to go through this every day. I enjoy doing the shows where I can have fun with you people. I enjoy having good shows where it's not drama city. I really don't like that kind of stuff. I enjoy times when I can get on camera and we can talk about, things that are going on and have a good time and laugh together, not be laughed at, not be the locale, but rather I like to have fun too. And I think that was the main reason I was getting so upset. Is that for quite some time I was being dragged through the ringer. And I say quite some time because everybody thinks it only was starting this year. It wasn't. It's kind of started last year. And so the sad truth was a lot of people don't really know me very well. That's why the documentary was such a great thing, because the documentary allowed people to get to know me. And they got a chance to learn a little bit about who I am and my passions. And that was why our Lemonade Street Zero created the documentary, was he intended for people to get to know me as a person. And I give him credit for that because it is a major milestone. And some people ask me, well, what about some of the people that were banned? Well, they're unbanned now. I actually unblocked a lot of people that I personally knew that may not have really known anything, and they just were just thinking this is going to be one of those shows where it's going to be all fun and drama and stuff like that. As I said, I'm not into telenovelas. I honestly, I do not enjoy that kind of stuff. It's not my kind of content. Now, one of the nice things about these night shows like this one is, yes, it's nice when I see people in chat and I can talk to you. And but it's also nice when, people get a chance to relax and recenter themselves and try to get some balance in their lives. Lumi asked me, she says, could I do a late show? And I said, I don't know. I says, it's some reason it's a hot button topic and a lot of people tend to get upset. And I and she thought about it and she said, yeah, well, I see your point, but no one really understands that I was upset too. I said, besides, I thought we said we wanted to have separate shows. And she said, yeah, I do. But, I really felt that it would be nice to, for me to get a chance to talk. And I said, well, the thing is that she says, I don't have to do it with the wig or anything. I just want to talk. And I was like, so, I don't know. This is right now, a lot of people, I think, were surprised at how upset I got. But let me just take this time to point a couple suggestions for people on the internet, especially. Remember that the person that does YouTube has a lot of responsibilities going on in their lives, some more than others. Okay. And when they come on the YouTube, they're taking time and energy out of their day to present content. Now, I know some content may not see such milestones, but it is still a thing where you're producing content every day. And you're putting effort into. Oh, it's a little further back. I gotta still keep the microphone near me. Otherwise, you won't be able to hear me. It takes a lot of work to do it, and they take time out of their day and time to plan content. For example, get the content organized together. And one of the things that makes it hard for me is, just like any other live show, is you never know what's going to happen. You never know how a show's going to go. So you sit there and you're asking yourself, you say, gee, you might have, like, we started with a plan, a topic, and we were trying to discuss. And of course, that was what I kind of agree with the girls. That was actually a halfway decent topic. I didn't know much about the topic, so I researched it some before the show started. And I gotta admit, I don't know if I was going to take a whole full 2 hours. I actually said to myself, is this content going to be enough to fill a 2-hour show? And of course, it said to myself, well, yeah, you know what the thing is that it's more than likely it's not going to stick. It's not going to be strictly a 2-hour show content. After all, these people, how you doing, Yvonne? Did you see the show earlier that we were kind of touching up on here? about today at the 2:00 show. Let me just send a message to Soup Lemon. Let's say, come on to YT quiet show tonight. So just typing this in to Soup Levens. Some of you might remember Soup Levens. Oh, okay. So you'll probably just be more listening. So anyway, did you actually get a chance to watch the live stream from earlier today? Because it would help if you did, because then at least you have an idea of what we were talking about. What we could do is, since it's a slow day, let me pull it up. Let me get to where we got to the nitty gritty and give you a quick retouch of what we're covering. So this way I can, cover this in a little bit of the replay. And I'm not going to bore you with a long replay because that's the pits. Nobody likes that. I know I don't. If I had to sit there and do a huge long replay of a show, I probably would basically puke. But I can do is I want to cover briefly what we talked about. And so I'm just going to cover like the last few minutes of it. And that way, let's see. Okay. Did I edit this thing? No, I got to edit it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead to my Hangouts, notification centers, Campo Studio, dashboard, YouTube. So let's go to this. And we're just going to talk briefly about today's episode. I'm going to play a little bit of today's episode, even though it was so sad. It was sad because of the fact that I really felt, where is it? Come on, let's go. All right. So this is from today's show. It is called, let me go back to the direct footing. Over here. Live. Okay. Idea what it's going to be called. When it's called Tears Will Fall. And it would take too long. And I would recommend it. I'll just play you the last few minutes of it because some people will be more than disturbed to see this. I'm not going to say out. It won't be. So I'm trying to overcome limitations to try to broaden my outreach and my social, which for many people with Asperger's, it's like giving them kryptonite. They can't always overcome it unless if they're in a small group of very close friends, they can do fine. But if you put me person like in a situation I'm going through right now, they fall apart like a wet piece of paper towel. Because they're not used to it. Their minds get overwhelmed and their hearts, their spirits get just so cluttered with all the drama. And that's why I don't want to keep dragging this in and out every day. Oh, let's talk about, this person backstabbed that person. I'm not into this. I'm really not. I don't think I know exactly if I can put the blame on any particular person. I don't think I can. That's just it. If I was able to do that, then I would start the drama shit all over again. It's just a problem. They know who they are. The individuals, I may not even know them all myself, but they know who they are. Yeah, we can do that. I don't see why we can't talk in private. Me, you, Stacy, we can talk in private. We should try to talk this out, Kirsty, because I'll be honest, my heart says in the you in part were kind of given a bum deal. And I still stand by that. And that's the reason why I get so torn, because my heart says Kirsty didn't do anything wrong, Michele, to you. All right, that's enough of that. That's just it goes on. You can watch the rest of that earlier in the show. And it's called Live 05182019 Tears Will Fall, and that's what it's about. And I was near the end of it. If you want to watch the rest of that, you can. I'm not going to sit here and make the rest of you through, and it is absolutely heartbreaking to talk about that. But there were some people I really do miss. And one of the people I miss a lot is just contacted me a messenger, which is Sue Blevins. And I miss Sue Blevins because she and I were very compatible with each other emotion wise, and we get along good. And on the show, she had a love-hate relationship with the show, because the fact was she really wanted me to have a good time too. And what happened was that she had to deal with some pretty rough people about 2 years ago, and unfortunately, she was probably one of the most nicest people I ever actually knew in person. I actually could associate with and understand. And speaking of Sue Blevins, I don't know. I could probably try getting in here as a phone call, but I don't know if she's free to call on the phone or not. I would love to have Sue Blevins call, and that's no lie, because I think it would be fantastic to have her on. I don't think she's going to join in the chat. I don't know. Maybe she might. Or maybe she'll join in the comments after the chat. I don't know where her schedule is. But I can tell you that a lot of people have been watching the show, and saw what was going on, and some of the people began to wonder if maybe what happened wasn't such a good thing that was going on, and they never seen me break down in tears before, unless you like tears. I didn't like tears. I didn't like tears. I really felt that that so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to focus on new content. But I would like to show you something, another video clip from Lumi's channel, if you don't mind. Because Lumi really worked hard on her show, and she was really, really excited about everything that she was doing. And so for those of you who did not see what Lumi is trying to do, I'm going to just show you a little bit of her stream on her channel. And so let me get to that right now so I can pull up a clip of Lumi's show. And so let me get the screen back on so we can show you this. Okay. Because, like I said, Lumi's been busting her ass to come up with her own content. So, and Sue Blevins, you might recognize the hairstyle that Lumi's wearing. It looks pretty close to what you had, and she is doing relatively good. She's got 81 subs, and she's slowly working her way up. I know that the last video of her looking like a sourpuss kind of looks kind of weird. That's because she's really nervous. And she was nervous last stream. I mean, of this, and not the whole thing, because it's 1 hour 38 minutes long. If you guys want to watch this, you can go to that, and eventually her Brilliant the wig is falling off her head. No, it's not. It's not falling off my head yet. I hope it's not. No, it's not. Okay. So Michele is trying to actually read the phone. I'm also a nervous wreck because it's like everything is like just so new, and I want to get this right. And so we are going to be working on trying to get things. Besides, I don't like to move my head mount too anyway, because between reading the comments and trying to get acclimated to this and everything, it's taking me a lot longer than I'm used to. So, and that's the way this show went. It was really good, and Lemmy did a fantastic job on her program. And I was really proud of her for she achieved something to her that was a major milestone in that debut episode from Wednesday of this week. And people like to think, strange things about Lumi, but the truth is Lumi did fantastic. And but I got a bunch of people out there that for a long time just kept saying Lumi isn't real. Lumi doesn't have a reason to exist. Lumi is not important. Well, Lumi is important, and Lumi does exist, and I know it's up for conjecture, but the truth is Lumi is extremely important to me and is a major part of my life, and several people know that. And she is one of the most spiritually important people because she keeps me well grounded, if you will. But unfortunately, with the insults that were being thrown at Lumi, she really did not do too well with it. But she says that she's trying again on Wednesday, and she managed to figure out how to get the wig on better, and so that's why she's excited about giving it another go. Lumi has said that she's not doing phone calls, mainly because, like she said, Michele, the phone calls drive me crazy. No, well, we're not, because we're actually going to take phone calls tonight too. But we are going to do is for the phone calls, as I do ask you, all of you that are watching, all two of you, is I really want to have Sue Blevins come on the show. If I can get Sue to come on the show to the phone, I will do that, because I really miss talking to Sue Blevins. So I don't know if she has time, but I will put the phone on for a few phone calls. And so that's what we're going to do. And see if we can get a few phone calls in the process. But I do ask that you have a little empathy and understand that this is really important to me to try to find a good kind of way. I'd like to be able to have a good show for today, one that's not going to involve tears and gnashing of teeth. That's not really my thing. I just want to have a good. I just want to have a good time on the internet. And who is Sue? Sue Blevins was another neighbor that was co-hosting my show with me about a year and a half ago, and she and her fiance slash boyfriend moved on, and they but me and Sue, had a good time, and we really gelled really good, and she did a few shows with me. Some of the shows with Sue are actually still on my YouTube channel, obviously in the live streams. But we got one problem when you talk about the live streams is trying to catalog them. Is the fact is that some of them don't really have very good titles, and I do admit I need to work on better titling. And some you almost have to have like a like index card history or something that you can go back and flip through the equivalent of the date stamping, because we only have the word like live, month, day in a 4-digit year, and then you have the title, and that's it. So a lot of times I remember things by dates, but sometimes I forget things too. And I remember when Sue Blevins and I tried to get her on the green screen, and that was really fun with all kinds of technical problems. And when things are going well, she enjoyed the show. She enjoyed being with people. But when the shows were getting a little bit rough, she kind of got fed up with it, as did a few other people. And it's just sad because good content is and good co-hosts are hard to find, because some of them just don't have the ability to handle some of the criticism that comes up on the show. And Sue was quite capable, and she did quite a bit of keeping things rationally and sane and calm and comfortable for me, that I was able to focus more on the show and less on the stresses and anxieties. And that was one of the reasons I kind of missed having Sue on the show. I'll be honest, it's the truth. I've been thinking about Sue for quite a while now. So when I see Lumi's wig, I kind of think of Sue's hair. It's true. Yeah. But anyway, and I know Sue's hair is longer. It's like a medium long type of bob. It's not quite as short as Lumi's. So that's who Sue is. And like I said, I'd like to see her call into the show. Maybe I'll send a messenger on Messenger and ask her to join the show. So okay, call the show at 860-738-8463. 8463. That's the studio number, 860-738-8463. And that's like I said, she had a good time with me on the show. So let's see if she calls the show. And make sure the phone's working. Oh yeah, it's working. Volume's a little high, but it's okay. Okay. If she doesn't, she doesn't. If she does, she does. And so, we used to like Michele. Me and Sue would spend, because we lived in the same building, we would spend a lot of time together on the porch talking about pretty much everything besides the show, and of course the show, but mostly they just say personal life issues and things like that. So you see, the thing is that even the difference is in the case of talking to people in person about the personal life issues versus online, is that you can talk to them one on one, and then that gives you the advantage to really get to know a person. Well, okay, how about this? The whole topic of the show is kind of a recap of everything that we cover for today. That's pretty much what the late night show is. It's like the recap show where I actually will go through and I will take the time to talk to the few that come on the show about what they were thinking about, based on what they saw earlier and, how they're doing with their own days. Like, I know that for myself, oh, here comes the big cat. Yeah, let's see the cats here. So, I mean, the show is not boring. It's just, for some people, if, come here. Oh, big kitty. Yeah, this big cat's been on most of my shows. He's, Rusty is one of the 3 cats in my house. By the way, so number 8 was finally renovated by my landlord with a brand new bathroom, brand new bathtub, brand new vanity, brand new shower, brand new everything. Yeah, my cat is pretty. He's a big cat. He's fixed now, but when he was before he was fixed, he was big and strong, and boy, he's still big and strong and still heavy. He's mostly a lot of muscle, but he's got a little bit of flab on him. It's like a lot of older people do, He's about 7 years old now. And him and his son, actually all my 3 cats are special to me. But right now, lately, he's been kind of trying to lay on the computer table here, and when I'm on the show, and he's trying to kind of offering me kind of like people talk about service animals and things like that. This is one of my cats that's just what he does. He's just he provides a little bit of emotional support, and he's not trained in it. He just does it because he likes to do it. After all, cats like warm places to sleep, and let's be honest, right now, I'm not doing much typing, so it's easy for him. Yeah, exactly. It's the same with the dogs and cats. Of course, some people like cats more than dogs, and some people like both. I don't always necessarily get along with too much with the dogs, but I'll put this mouse away before you actually the next on the floor. But the thing is that for me, my cats are they keep me going. They keep me and Lumi busy. And that's something that's really important to remember, that you're doing a YouTube show, and of course you just it's just a special time for me to have my cats around, and it's says here, I am too busy to give them the time the time that they deserve. Well, okay, yeah, that's sometimes people are not that able to do that, and I agree. I understand that. But for some people, especially people who are handicapped, your cat is going to be your friend. Is going to be your buddy. He's going to be the one that helps you to keep going. My landlord would not allow a dog in here. But I'm not into dogs really that much. But I do know people do love their dogs, and one of the things about pets is they don't seem to be is demanding. I wouldn't say it's entirely true, but I'm saying is my cats are like, my cats are free range. And now that the summer's here, the door's open, they can go outside, they can talk to, walk around the house. And yes, they can be very calming, absolutely. Especially when I'm having a really bad time. My cats, all three of them, provide some comfort and also give me a responsibility to take care of them and make sure that the cat boxes are clean and that there's cat food, water at all times. In that case, it's important. I'm working on my PhD in neuropsychology. Then you understand the importance of pets. Unfortunately, the sad truth is in Connecticut, and I'm sure it's true in other areas, there's a lot of landlords that say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't allow pets in my building." And Rusty, come on, yeah. So a lot of landlords don't allow people to have pets in their apartments. I don't know if my landlord would have much happiness to be found out, for example, that in certain cases that he cannot prevent a person to. Okay, so let's type a message to her. Okay, comment tomorrow. Tomorrow. And so, what I mean is, like, as I said, is that, I don't know how people in the world can. I mean, I like I said, I don't understand what it's like not to have pets. I've always had pets. It's because a lot of people don't care for them properly and leave a mess behind when they leave. Oh yeah, I understand that. Oh yes, do I ever? I think in Connecticut law that says if you have, in some cases, have a service animal, that they have to legally allow you to keep the cat or the dog in your apartment, and the landlord cannot evict you. For example, if you have a service dog or a guide dog or a hearing dog, he has no legal right to throw you out. But that's I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know about covering animals like cats, though. I mean, it's see that's one of the areas where. I mean, I'm a cat lover and I love my cats very much, and I've always have. So in that case, if my landlord told me, "I'm sorry, Michele, I am not taking no cats. Kill yours. Here's a 9mm. You do it." Excuse me, I'm not killing my cat. No, I'm not killing any of my cats. And kiss your fucking ass. I'm not killing my cats. They're part of my home. They're part of my life. They're part of my family. Very proud of my 3 cats. I got one cat that's 18 years old. He's still doing good. I trade the fact that one day he's gonna not be here anymore. But I know that's a very possibility. Good news is he's in health. He's in good health. He's still very happy. Still very active. He's still very, very touching. On top of fame, which is the weight in brown cat, he's still very special to me. As far as some of the other things that have been said on the show, what's it? Wait a minute, she just responded to something. What did she say? I just jumped off it. She says, okay. Comment. I said, okay. Comment tomorrow. COMMENT. COMMORROW. Comment tomorrow. Comment tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Okay. I hate typing on an iPhone. I mean, on an Android phone. I hate typing on glass. I really do. These days, I find people are abusing the whole service animal concept. I flew from Seattle to Baltimore, and I swear there were easily 15 service animals, not legit line service dogs. Well, you're right. There is definitely some people that are getting a lot of animals listed as comfort animals, and a lot of it that makes it really hard for airlines because they take a seat. They have to actually sell the passenger a seat for the pet. And the problem with that is that means that there's less room for people in the plane. And some animals really are not properly trained to be on a plane, say, for example, for 5-6 hours. That's actually asking too much for the poor pet. I am doing a pediatric internship and try to get the children to use the stuffed animal instead of a real dog. Have you ever seen my couch? It's so full of stuffed animals, most of them cats. I can show you that real quick. Right now, of course, it's still dark, but actually you can see in the set with Lumi's background, she was sitting on the couch with the animals. So why don't I pull up that picture real quick? And yeah, because now we can get a better shot because the lights were on. Let me just get over here. Yeah, let's go to this. My couch is full of stuffies. All right, so this is the couch. And switch the screen over here. It's not big enough, but it's okay. I'm just going to show you the picture here. And you can see the stuffed animals on the couch. And that's just some of my stuffed animals on the couch. I got a couple more that were actually off camera. The little tiny with the pink shirt is near the blue purple fuzzy thing. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dog or a cat, but I have no idea what that is. But anyway, the point is that teddy bear, which is mentioned in the documentary, is extremely special. And I was, really, it's a dumpster rescue. It was just in a box of other stuffed animals from a tag sale that a church had, and that didn't sell, and they just threw it in the dumpster. And I saw the little T-shirt on it. And I heard it out, and I almost broke my neck getting into the dumpster to get it, but I got the little teddy bear, and he's been on my couch ever since. There's something about the little animal. They said he's or she. I think it's a girl bear. I'm not really sure, but the little shirt that says "I love you." See, one of the things that people don't realize is that nice adults need a little bit of a teddy bear hug too. It's when you get to be an adult, you think, oh well, you don't need this anymore. You gotta be stoic. You gotta be tough. No, I can tell you that in some cases for adults, especially people, because either A, they're really not qualified to take care of pets, or they can't have pets. That sometimes a stuffed animal may be just as good for them. And that's the truth. I mean, for me, my little teddy bear has had plenty of tears. I can tell you, I cried on it a lot. And like he said, okay. I don't know. I'd have to have both. And she says, okay. And Yvonne says, it's the warmth and security I lack. Yvonne, I can tell you, you're not the only one in the world that feels that way. You know what it is? My personal experience of being an adult is one of the things you probably do is probably deep down in your heart, you miss your parents. You miss your mom. You miss your dad. You miss your brothers. You miss your sisters. You miss your family. And then you get out there in the real world, and it's like everything has to be serious all the time. And so when the bills come due and the landlord's pounding on the door and he wants his rent, and you basically don't realize that now you have to write a check, or heaven forbid, you have no money in the till, and then you're going, "What am I gonna do?" And then your car payment is also due, and then it's like sometimes like you look at your life and you go, "Who can I talk to about what I'm feeling?" I think that's the biggest problem sometimes about being an adult, is the fact is that everybody says adults have to be tough. Well, some are more tough than others, I can assure you that, but some of us are not that tough. And I want to get back to research project. It says, and there is no real certification for service animal. Anyone can just go to the internet and buy a vest and slap it on their dog. Yeah, that's true. But there are training programs for guide dogs, like the leader dog programs, and they are required to be trained. And but dogs are really not so much of a shock for service animal. Maybe I have a cat, which is Fame, which would be fantastic, to visit the seniors, because he's such a huggy, snuggy little cat. Well, he's not little, but he's physically, as I said, 18 years old. And Adele, the soup kitchen, trains service dogs to, visit elderly and shut-ins and in convalescent homes, to provide that a little bit of extra joy for the shut-ins. And I said, is there any particular requirement? I mean, does it have to be a dog? She said, well, there are some people who have cats too. And I said, what kind of certification training do they need? So she gave me some ideas. And I said, well, according to what you're saying, is my cat Fame would be a perfect candidate for this. Because he's gentle, he's kind, he's snuggly, he's cute. Yeah, but again, like, I don't know. I mean, 18 years old, I don't know if he'd want to go out there and then in nursing home circuit. Because, I mean, I don't know how he would feel with total strangers picking him up all the time. I had my best friend. I talked to my best friend or my girlfriend, a journal for myself. That's something where Lumi is important. Is she's my spouse. I'm married to Lumi. And we're very special to each other. And I'm not going to turn on the waterworks because that is ridiculous. I'm not really feeling sad right now. If anything, I'm feeling a sense of happiness to not finally get a chance to talk without having, being attacked every 5 seconds. Is that I know that some people find the concept of Lumi, my union, to be weird and strange and bizarre, but it's special. And of course, Lumi is also intelligent, and it's also self-aware. And so we do things together. We discuss problems and projects. My mental health people here in Winsted are well aware of Lumi, and they've said to us both, and they've sat down and talked to us both, is we do not see Lumi as a bad person. We see Lumi as a good thing for you because she's a real person in the sense that she has her own thoughts and that you guys get along so well. And that, and some people do have a hard time with that. And some of the reasons are valid because some of them who have a hard time really don't have any knowledge of what Lumi and I do. And even local mental health people are like the same thing. It's like, wait a second. And they're flipping through the DSM-5 and they're like, there's no diagnosis for this. This is not DID because the two obviously are talking to each other and interacting together. It's not schizophrenia. It doesn't meet the terms for that either. It's not bipolar. Michele does have reverse seasonal affective disorder, but that's not that. And after several many sessions in therapy, it was one of the things that Kathy Moran said was this, honestly, Michele, I remember vaguely what I said a couple years ago when I first met Lomi. It was really long ago. At first, I didn't know anything about who she was or anything. But now having a chance to sit down and talk to Lomi and you in person, I realized that you two together have, like I said in the end, you have made major strides in your life. You have made major improvement. And I showed her some of the comments on my different Discord and the YouTube videos, and she said, please tell these people from a mental health perspective, do not try to do any kind of diagnosis without a license. I have talked to Michele. I have talked to Lomi. I am licensed as a psychiatrist, in this case, a psychotherapist. Hilary Speziali is an APRN. She had met Lomi a couple years ago in Torrington, and she said, I really do not see Lomi as a bad person. Because these two women did the same thing. I don't see that this person, which is your life partner, is a bad person. Without Lomi, you would be back in the same problems that you were before you guys got married. Research project says, I agree, Yvonne. I've been journaling since 10th grade. I still have them all. And she says, you do? Research project says, oh, everyone loves to be an armchair psychologist. You know, it's funny because on Lomi's channel, a real psychiatrist was on her show. A man that I have got to know, and Lomi got to know, who is actually very supportive of Lomi and me. And he was very, very supportive of Lomi on her first show. His name was Ruben Whatever. And he had nothing bad to say about Lomi. He had nothing bad to say about me, on or off camera. And but let's just briefly, why is that so bad to try to diagnose people without proper training? Well, because first of all, it's like the blind leading the blind. Now, in reality, if the blind knows where they're going and they're leading another blind person, and they can probably do it. But if the blind person does not know the terrain and they're trying to escort another blind person somewhere, they're not going to get where they want to go. They're probably going to, well, it depends. They could either fall off a cliff, fall off a sidewalk, whatever, totally go to the wrong place, the wrong address. So the point is that people got to realize that you can't, unless you have the proper training in the field, you really should not be acting as an armchair psychologist, psychotherapist, psychiatrist, heaven forbid. But that's why we have requirements that they have to be licensed and certified, because you're making an impact on the person's life that could be good or bad. And it's true that real therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists sometimes make mistakes too. The difference is that they, have been, especially if they've been in practice for quite a while, that they would probably be more willing to admit if they made a mistake, even if it isn't really, something nobody wants to hear a doctor say, oops, no, especially a surgeon, right? Well, it's the same thing with a psychiatrist, a psychotherapist, or whatever. You don't want to hear them go, oops. well, Kathy Moran kind of said, oops. She said originally I thought Lumi was bad when I first met her, but then I got to realize that she's not the bad person that I thought she was. And it says, I'm against trying to undo anything that works for someone unless it's harmful. Yes, exactly. And in my case, I mean, somebody would say, like one guy said, well, he was trying to say is, well, your recovery is you're going downhill because, well, I said, why is that? Because you and Lumi are now running 2 YouTube channels. She wears a wig to identify herself separately from you. She has her own content on her own channel. And, and he's trying to come up with a variety of answers. And I said, well, first of all, have I been doing anything that would be causing damage to myself? I said, let's think about this. Do I gamble? No. Do I drink? No. Do I drug? No. Do I spend money excessively? I'll kind of say iffy on that part. I mean, I love to shop. And Lummy's usually the one that tells me not to go nuts with the money. So, I think one of the things like Kathy Moran said you should always do is talk to Lumi before you do something. Because if Lumi thinks it's a bad idea, or it thinks it's something like it's not really going to be beneficial for you, I would listen to her, she said, because it seems that she's got a good head on her shoulders. Yeah, she does. I tried to explain the situation with me and Lumi similar to another very, very famous set of conjoined twins that I have a lot of respect for, Abigail and Brittany Hensel. As I said once before, these 2 sisters have to work together in everything, even walking, because Abigail operates the right arm and the right leg, and Brittany operates the left arm and the left leg, and they are 2 heads on 1 neck. And so they have to work together to do everything. And just like with me and Lumi, they're never alone. But what happens if one sister says to the other, gee, I don't want to go there? She can stop her sister by refusing to work her leg's arm. So the poor sister wanted to go somewhere the other one doesn't want to go. They can't go there because the other said, nope, I'm not going there. On the other hand, I'm sure the 2 sisters, which are also, by the way, both went into teaching. And I'm not sure how that works, but they're both certified teachers, and I think that they're working in the same school system. And is I'm sure the 2 sisters say, okay, look, you want to go here, I want to go there. How about this? How about we go for you want to go first for for a few hours or whatever, and then I want to go to where I'm going to go. And I think that's what they do. Just like with me and Lumi. Sometimes Lumi doesn't want to do the same things I do. And so it's just like with the Abigail and Brittany Hensel. We sit there and we discuss it amongst each other. And then we usually come up, after we both think about ways to work it out, we do it. We do it together. And then obviously she gets something, I get something out of it. And then, and that's important. It's called cooperation. And that's an important thing. You cooperate with people, you can do great things. I do admit that when Lumi, like I said, is that we kind of agreed to do our show separately because the fact is that people used to find it really awkward when we would be talking at the same show at the same time and people couldn't tell the difference. Yeah, they've been on several specials. They're, like I said, they're my heroes. And they're the closest thing that people can understand between me and Lumi. Yeah. Can I talk? Sure. When you talk about Abigail and Brittany Hensel, one of the things that stands out is, just like Michele said, we have to work together. and we have to work together. And that's the thing that even Kathy Moran said, is that you two work together and you do great things together. But if you and Michele ever left each other, I don't think it would be good for people to try to drive a wedge between you and Michele, because you guys are essential to work together. It's just like Abigail and Brittany Hensel. What are you going to do? Take a chainsaw, cut one in half, kill one sister, maybe kill both, because they share organs in their bodies. Well, the thing is that that's something to keep in mind. And so one of the things is, like I said, is that we really appreciate when we can get in a good show together, and we don't have to argue and get into the drama scene. I'm not going to get into much of this right now, but just to say is that I like when we can do things and have a good time. Okay, back to you, Michele. All right, thanks. You're welcome. The 4 watchers on the show right now. Yeah, I see that. So anyway, like I said, there's conjoined twins. Any conjoined twins are the same way. Depending on where they're conjoined. I know 2 brothers that are conjoined at the belly. I don't know why they didn't separate the 2 brothers, but they didn't. And these 2 brothers live together, and but they kind of looked in some ways kind of like the north and the south going Zacks. One brother goes north, one brother goes south, which means when one wants to walk forward, the other guy has to walk backwards. And of course, unlike Dr. Seuss's, the Zacks, they tend to, just like Abigail and Brittany Hensel, they tend to have to decide how we're going to do things today. And they work, it must be really hard in some cases, because with 2 completely separate digestive systems with a shared stomach, that means that using the toilet must be real fun. I don't know how they manage it, but they do. Obviously manage to do day-by-day chores in life, live in goals, and that takes a lot. That takes a really special somebody to do that. In the case of me and Lumi, we're almost perfectly overlaid. You really couldn't easily tell the difference. Hate to run, but my girlfriend is finally ready. Women. Take them forever to dress. LOL. Saturday night and grab some time together and have a good night. Yes, and we are going to relax and watch some fun YouTube videos. And if anybody has any last minute questions, as I don't want to make these shows too long. It actually, it's been a long time. Holy cow, 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 21 seconds. If there's anybody that's still watching this that wants to ask some last questions, this is your chance, since obviously no one's calling right now. Let me just turn the phone off. That way I don't have to worry about forgetting that one. Let's see. Yeah, turn the phone off right now. Now, on Lumi's show, she has chosen, as I said earlier, that she's not going to deal with the phone calls at this time being, because, where is it? There it is. There it is. She likes to sit on the couch. The couch is her place. In my case, I like to sit on the couch too. And Lumi likes the couch because it's spiritually very comforting, even though she has to look at a phone that's kind of small screen to see what's going on. And that's true. But the good news is that she's Yvonne says I have 7.5 hours of work left. What kind of work are you talking about? When you say 7.5 hours. Private aid. Oh, you mean like in health, in like a caregiver? Or like they say in the UK, a carer, a person you help take care of other people's needs, caregiving person. Besides raising your own family, of course, there are people in the. Okay, that's what I thought. Yes, and that is a lot of work. My mom was involved, and still is, I think, involved with let's see, where is it? Valerie Manor nursing home. She's a nursing assistant, and she gets into the shift late at night, and she has to take care of a lot of people, and it's a lot of work. But I never heard her say anything bad about her job. In fact, I think she enjoyed doing it. Millennial Artist, you ought to get a commit or something. No, Mr. Artist, let me explain one thing to you. I already am working with Mental Health Authority long before you even started complaining. And if you watch the replay, and I was explaining to Research Project 27163, who's training to be a juvenile, parapsychologist or neuropsychologist, is that if my mental health people have said that Lumi is a good thing, it's best to leave it alone because, first of all, like my own mental health people said, people that do not have licenses should not be giving a diagnosis. Well, Yvonne, I already did. But it's true. It's true what I said. Not complaining. I'm just saying that Josh got a hand out of hand, and I doubt you have mental heat. Mental heat? I don't know what mental heat is. But like I said, I work with Mental Health Authority. I work with my medical doctors as well because I have physical health problems as well. And, Yvonne, you're the kind of person that, one, as a man, as you know me really well, went to school with me. Someday, if you have some free time, I do a show at 1:00 in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays next week. How would you like to come over after the soup kitchen if you have some time, and you and me can sit at the console? We can try to have a show, but I don't know what your schedule is. So I just one thing people don't realize is that sometimes getting co-hosts are hard because everybody has their own personal things that they have to do. Yes, mental health people are vouching for Lumi and Lumi's importance and respect Lumi. And that's important. Yvonne Manning knows about the Winston Behavioral Health Center office and Kathy Moran. At least she may know patients that go there. Yeah, I understand that. But millennial autists are already involved with mental health. That's the thing that's important. You have to understand that when a person's already involved with a mental health support team, they've already got in the system. They're already in there. I'm in there originally for the depression that I go through because of the weather and the way my life has been, especially with all the trauma I've been facing on this channel. That's why I originally got into mental health again. But I'm still involved in the system. Um, the Winston, Connecticut Behavioral Health Center. There you go. You asked me the name of the office. That's the office. Northwestern Connecticut Mental Health Authority. It's the second one. Winwood Residential Services was a third, although I'm no longer involved with Winwood right now. But I'm still involved, at least in part, with the other two. That's all you need to know. And unfortunately, because of HIPAA, you can forget them giving you my file. Unless I sign a release. And I'm not going to sign a release because, first of all, it's really none of your medical needs anyway. Ditto with my primary care physician, Dr. Amor Lumibile, a pro health physicians. He's not going to give you my information either. I mean, I think it would be nice if you would just at least understand that I am not just a loose lug nut running around YouTube without anybody supervising me, at least providing some kind of counseling, because that's absolutely not the case. And that's the thing that people have got to understand. I've been in the system now since 2003. I've been traumatized for many, many years. And they have worked with me for a long time. Right. I'm not hurting no one. And Lumi's not hurting me. We work together. We're a family. I like the way that sounds. You're not hurting me. I'm not hurting you. We're a family. Perfect. You see, you got to understand millennial autists. That is pretty much what a lot of people, you know, and that's just the point. I mean, like I said, like I explained this to Kirsty, I explained to Stacy, I explained to Irish Marie. It is the same thing. By the way, please tell Irish Marie she's no longer blocked on my YouTube channel. She's no longer blocked on my Discord. And Kirsty, of course, is no longer blocked. But the thing is that I want to try to do great things. Yeah, Vaughn, I think you're right. I think a lot of them do it because they want the drama. There's a whole thing called the drama team, for lack of a better name of it. They're the kind of people that watch things like the Ricky Lake Show and Sally Jesse Raphael and Oprah, and they sit there and they just are so excited to watch drama. They probably watch drama movies and they just get into all the meat and potatoes of everybody's personal business, and it's just not my thing. I don't get into that. Millennial autists, let me tell you something. I disagree. And that's all you need to know. Yeah, I agree. It's none of your business. It's not. Oh my God, Michelle, how do I say this? Be you. Okay. It's nothing like we're doing harm or trying to tell people to incite riots or cause harm or engage in risky behavior. That's just it. We're not. We just happen to be a spouse and spouse that love each other, and we are happily conjoined together, and we do great things together. And that's something that's very important. That's right. Yeah, Dr. Phil has actually had so bad Dr. Oz isn't too bad. I can watch a little bit of that. I just took my headphones off because these ears are getting crushed with this headband. I gotta get a different kind of headphones anyway because this headphone's got problems with the cord. And you know what? Speaking of this, here's the cool thing. I think, yeah, exactly. And you know what's the sad thing is that so many of these people, the ones that have tried to cause so much ruckus, have just about destroyed this channel. Not this channel was ever really booming, but it was a lot more fun. We had a lot more good times on this channel, and so I've been trying to rebuild my show, just like Lumi tries to rebuild her show. And I'm gonna just show you wig again, Lumi. Oh my god. Just gonna fast forward to the video. I'm just gonna show the picture of Lumi on the screen. Here we go. Result me. Oh, that's a horrible shot. No, I mean, you see the problem with the wig was too low. The wig was too low, but yeah, but you know what? I'll tell you a secret. I actually like it. So again, let's just take a quick look at this. One of the other things that people who actually seen my show is they ask me when they see my console, they say, "How in the hell does a legally blind person do this?" That's Lemmy's with her wig and her channel. And from her show is a psychiatrist. And his name is Ruben, whatever. That Lumi is actually not a bad person. Is not part of my life. And he didn't try to judge me or judge Lumi or whatever. He just said, hey, you know, this person's not bad. You know? And just that's just the way it is. You just gotta realize that there are people that are different. Oh yeah, that's not people that are different. YouTube is so full of people that are different. But if this is so normal, then how come? Okay, good question. If this is so normal, how do two conjoined twins like Abigail and Brittany Hensel that share the same chest, same leg, same general torso, both develop into education and teaching careers in the same public school system, and it is amazing to think, like I said, when you talk about Abigail and Brittany Hensel, it's very similar to me and Lemmy, except we're more almost perfectly overlaid. And those two sisters love each other because, well, they're sisters for one thing, but even so, no one says to one, you must be sick in the head because you got another girl on your neck. Hi, Schmickle Cat, how you doing? Hi, Skynet. Yeah, I can take calls. I did have the phone on for a little bit, but no one called. I can certainly take calls. Let me switch this on. Just give me back the phone numbers here. And I gotta put my vice back in my head. Or take the headband off. Yeah, I could do that too. So we just okay. So yeah, we can take phone calls. It's not possible. 7 people so far. It's now the crack guy is gonna call again. Go ahead, call you in here.
Hey, what's up? It's Crack Guy.
Skynet, right?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Crack Guy. Just call me Crack Guy.
Crack Guy. You call yourself. You call you something else in Discord.
Yeah, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Yeah,
red fish, blue fish.
Oh, you're dope fish too?
2000, party time.
So Yvonne Manning says hello to you.
Hey, so what's been new? I've missed everything. I've been seeing you've been trying to reach me, and I've been
trying to call you. I was going to try calling you on the show earlier today.
Yeah, and then I kind of saw the show. It just looks like drama. So I was like, meh, nothing funny is gonna happen.
It probably made you feel like someone basically rammed a big sharp stiletto.
Well, I barely watched it, so it didn't make me feel much.
Oh.
What happened?
Well, I played a little bit of the beginning of this show. We broke down and cried on camera.
What? Someone broke down and cried on camera?
Yeah.
Who?
Me.
You broke down and cried on camera? Why'd you cry?
Oh, why don't we go watch the show a little bit and you can see. If you guys don't mind, well, let me rewind this tape here a bit and I'll show the guys what happened, why it was going on. And let's see, I'll get back to that footage here. And let's see, gotta go back to my camera here.
I mean, if you don't want to, like...
I'll get to it. I'll get there.
If you want to show that, you can show it.
It's nothing confidential. I just got to get to that part. History. Let's go to history real quick. All right, so let's go to the history. And let me go set this camera back onto the shot so I can show you some of the footage. I'm not going to bore you with the whole show, but you can certainly watch a good portion of it. And then, so let's go back to right here. It's called Tears Will Fall.
Tears Will Fall. Okay, yeah.
I have other things and it gets confusing, but go ahead, call you on the air.
When is the last time you freebased?
What?
Last time you freebased? You know, crack freebasing?
Renters rebate?
No. Freebasing with crack. Is this right, fella?
Oh, dear God, that's. I think so.
Well, that made you laugh.
Yeah. Good timing mistake. Okay, how far back do you want to go on this? Let me go back to... Let me talk to you real quick. Let's go back to the last...
I don't know who's talking or if it's a video.
Interrupted with the phone. As far as Kirsty goes, as I said, I didn't know Kirsty. Okay, let's go back to 1 hour and 10 minutes for the end. Just because I can give it the 20 minutes. And even I was watching the vlog at all.
What's going on?
Oh, right now on the screen, I'm reading the chat. I mean, why can't we work together? I would have been, if we could do things together and we could do so much great things. Instead, we have to fight over every insignificant, and yes, they are, insignificant issue. I'm tired of having to go through this every day. I love what I do. But I just wish to God that we could just do something more positive and productive for everybody here. You can see I'm reading the chat. Hearing loss, yes. Usually, actually, the last 10 minutes is when the waterworks really turn on. But I do try playing some of that. Phone calls. And even last though 20 minutes, you can see it. I do try to communicate with people because I know
it's crackhead.
People have things to say. Yeah, it got. I can't
tough.
Help. I have hearing loss. I can't help that when I get really stressed out because my Asperger's. And sometimes my brain totally misunderstands, even if my ears can hear you fine.
I wish there was a way that somehow you could figure out how to deal with this by just letting go of.
What's that?
I said I wish there was a way that you could deal with this by letting go of, what people say. Where's the free? Yeah. Where's the crack smoker?
Yeah.
I wish that didn't make you want to cry.
Wasn't just that. it was a variety of things that were piling up. This is pretty tragic. I'm just let's see. So let me go for the last. Okay, let's go for the last 6. On the next week, we will have a chance to get together and tears, discuss this and stuff. I did it because I agreed to do it with him because I thought it was a good idea for people to get to know the face behind the camera, but instead of just seeing, readings from The Onion or the National Inquisitor or Star Magazine about this crazy nutcase that does blah, 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 blah. And they don't get a chance to know the real me. Yeah, because all they know is what they see in the press. And that's why I really would like to try to straighten out this mess, because personally, I can't keep going on like this. I really can't. As I said, I used to love doing these shows. I still do. But I don't know what it's going to take to get things even close to a good show without basically breaking somebody's, hearts. And I
think if you smoke weed, you'll do better. Because I don't think you could be crying about how your show's going if you were smoking weed. Maybe I'm, looking at weed as the miracle answer here, but
Skynet, don't forget that over and over again, these people were dragging me and Michele through hell. And Michele is pretty strong. For Michele to break down in tears, you obviously know something is really, really that Roger Dangerfield could understand. I ain't got no respect. And that's what Michele felt like was. And there's not too many people that will actively admit that in some ways Michele is amazing. That all the things that she tries to do, despite all of her handicaps.
No, I know you got handicaps. I know you got technical difficulties, and I know when a lot of people are talking at once, you get flustered and stuff.
Well,
you got it. Unfortunately, you're putting yourself on the internet. Okay, and the internet at this point in time, maybe in 40 years things are going to be different. But at this point in time, hold on, let me finish. Come on, let me finish, Michele. Michele, let your caller finish. Maybe in 40 years, things will be different, and people will not be finding drama so entertaining online. But until that happens, you got to figure out a way to deal with it if you want to be online. Because
that's one reason I had to get back into mental health.
Michele, I know you want to figure out a way to work with them. Okay, and that's the key. You're going to have to work with them. There's no way that you can get rid of your trolls. There's just no way. I mean, you mute them, they'll be back. You ban people, they'll make a different account. And then your entire show will be based on you banning or muting someone. Okay? So you got to figure out a way, knowing that. You have to remember that, because you have to make a decision. Do you want to continue doing a live stream? Because if you do, you will have to put up with this. Okay?
Oh.
Once you realize that there's no way to get away from that. Okay? And I guarantee you there's no way that you can escape this being online in this decade. You're going to have to figure out a way to deal with them or deal with trolls in general. You can make the trolls work for you,
or you
can work against them.
Got me and Lummy so worked up. Okay, I'm not going to go through every single topic in this video. I mean, because there's just too many things. But the point is for people that are trying to say that Lummy and I that Lummy's fake, and the one person even had the nerve to call Lummy my service dog.
The whole talking about Lummy being fake is a new saga for your chapter. Do you want this next week to be about whether Lummy is real or not? Because I think that's boring.
Oh,
there's no way you can prove it without going there. And then, like I told you, even if you went there and you came back with paperwork, no one would believe that that paperwork is real without them going there themselves. So it's all pointless on trying to figure out if Looney's real or not.
That's important to remember is that they're saying is that they don't think I'm involved and already in the mental health system. Trust me, a lot of people in Winston are involved in mental health. Okay, it's a real thing, and I'm already involved with it. And the thing is that the people that were making the diagnosis and attacking Romy and me, first of all, don't even have licenses to even practice mental health.
I've told you before, and I've told other people, I'm pretty sure that a licensed physician wouldn't attack the person or their beliefs. They wouldn't try to confront you with accepting that it might not be real. I'm using the word might not because, like I said, there's no way that any of us can know for sure whether it's real or not. Okay?
It's hard for anybody to... I mean...
That is a damn fact that there's no way for any of us to know except for you. And even you might not even know if it's real or not. Okay?
Oh, I know it's real.
And we just got to accept it. And you know what? It's no big deal. Like, I don't want the show to be about whether Loomy's real or not. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid content.
It's absolutely boring after time.
It's boring. You've done it before. How many years have we done the fucking is Loomy real? It was in the documentary, Is Loomy Real? They couldn't prove it.
I know. It's just like you said. I mean, they keep bringing it up though. It's like
you just gotta ignore it. Fuck it. That's what I'm saying. You gotta move on. You gotta either that or you gotta figure out how to make the content work for you. You gotta figure out how to use those trolls to your advantage. Well, how do you take all those trolls coming in, talking shit to you, and turn a buck out of it? That's what you gotta figure out.
Yeah, well, I think what it is mostly for me is that I'd rather focus on the content that I know very well, like, technology, computers, electronics, electrics. Hell, I even do plumbing, believe it or not, or being legally blind. Hey, I can talk about being legally blind. I am legally blind.
I mean, you could talk about being legally blind, but you think the average person wants to listen to that? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I know that sounds rude, but like, do you think that's good content?
I don't know if they'd be interested or not, but I mean,
you're focusing too much on your disability and not on your ability.
Right, but I'm going to discuss my abilities, but every time I try to discuss my abilities, it always gets derailed by somebody.
Well, the second they start trying to talk about your disabilities, you got to redirect them back to your abilities. Or
my head right off because they kind of
you embrace the trolls and you talk about your disabilities and you laugh about it. You find humor in it. I mean, you know how many comedians have disabilities that make their whole stand-up act revolve around that disability? Well, here's the thing that
really upsets me with the trolls is, like, they call me a low-cal. Well, excuse me, I'm not
low-cal. So they call you a low-cal. I mean, what the fuck? What's so bad about that?
Well, I'm not low-cal. I'm high-calorie.
Okay, low-calorie, high-calorie, no-calorie. I mean, it doesn't matter. They can call you whatever they want.
Yeah, I know he's right, Yvonne. I don't disagree with him. But I'm
don't be offended by somebody calling you a low-cal. I mean, come on, Michele. I'm sure you've been called worse things. You went to high school, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And was high school meaner than the word low-cal? I mean, come on.
Actually, my middle school years were a lot worse than my high school years. I went to middle school in the New Hartford public school system. And some of those boys, especially the boys, were tough. And of course, if you're legally blind, there's another movie called Ronnie and Michele. There we go. That's the title of it. Michele in the movie is a woman, and her friend Ronnie are we're kind of like the ne'er-do-wells, the square kids that nobody liked. They used to make fun of Michele when she had her leg brace or her back brace. I think it was a leg brace. And the thing is watch the movie. Just watch the movie because it really is interesting, and I can certainly associate with the struggles that Michele had.
Gotcha.
And it's because even in school I still had heart.
So back. Let's take it back. I mean, I think the lesson here is that the trolls are always going to be there. There's no way you can escape them. You can't ban them. You can't mute them. You can't kick them. They're all going to come back. Okay, so you're going to have to make a decision.
Yes, thanks for correcting me.
Do you want to continue streaming? Because if you want to continue streaming, you're going to have to deal with them. Okay, they're going to have to be there.
Yes,
so you're going to have to figure out a way.
Michelle's class reunion, and that's the name of the movie. Thank you very much.
I think you should smoke weed. Honestly, I think you should do one stream. I'm worried though that like your viewers will call the cops on you. I'm worried that would happen. Because you've got.
Well, they may not call the cops on me, but if you have less than an ounce of it in Connecticut, anyway, it's not criminalized. It's decriminalized if you have less than an ounce of it.
Well, see, the problem is everybody knows where you live. That's where you fucked up. You're not a big streamer, and I tell you, big streamers wished that they weren't big streamers because if they weren't a big streamer, nobody would know where they live. Unless they're clicking on links and shit that they're given. But regardless, you should never have put where your address was out there like that.
I actually see that as, to me, is important because after all, if anybody wants to mail me something, how would they be able to mail it to me?
Well, if they wanted to be able to mail it to you, wouldn't they have the common decency to tell you, hey, I want to mail you something. What's your address?
Yeah, well, that's true. But anyway, the point is, it's been that way for years, and since I started, and obviously.
No, I know it's too late now. You'd have to make a whole new account, probably go off the grid for a year or two, maybe even 3, and then
actually
come
Michele
back
doesn't
with
have to go off the grid whatsoever
hair.
Because she does have another social media site she also streams on. Well,
right.
you can't stream on it at my price range, but it is Vimeo. I'm also on Vimeo. I haven't.
If you really wanted to make money, you could make money doing chatterbait, though. Like, I'm just going to throw that out there on the table. You would be able to make money doing that.
Yeah.
I know you got to lower yourself to that kind of individual, but you will be making dollars.
I think I know what it is. It's like a sex line, right? It's like.
Yeah, it's like a camera thing.
Oh.
You play with your doodads on camera, and then they give you money.
No, that definitely is not me.
What about Lumi? Would Lumi do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's neither one of us would do it. It's definitely not something.
Because I'm willing to be your agent.
The point is that
I don't mean to gross you out. I'm just saying I'd be your agent. I'd cut it, right down the middle with you.
Well, let me ask you a question.
40.
Now, I haven't watched Rami and Michele in a long time, so I don't remember everything that happened in the movie, but I do remember what they were talking about their high school years and how poor Michele was given a really hard time, and I forgot how they were trying to make it look like they were major successes at the high school reunion. That I remember. And
what?
The movie Rami and Michele that Schmeckle Cat reminded me about.
Rami and Michele, never heard of it.
Oh, well, it's out there on Netflix. I'm sure. It's cool. It's. I watched it.
Netflix weirds me out. Like anytime I put on Netflix, I feel like I'm selling my soul to the devil.
Well, then why don't you?
Why don't you load up Netflix? There's something evil about it.
Yeah, well, I know that, but you can always use code. You can always use a Kodi box.
I don't have. I've got a 4K TV, but it's like a Roku TV.
Yeah.
So like I'm stuck with whatever Roku shit. You can't jailbreak it.
Well, you can just get a Raspberry Pi and put Kodi on.
Go for a Raspberry Pi right now. How about you, Michele? Do you like Raspberry Pi?
No, I got some.
Do you like raspberries at all?
I don't have any raspberries in the house at all. I had a Raspberry Pi computer,
but do you have any? Do you like them? Do you like raspberries?
Not really.
What about boysenberries? Do you like boysenberries?
No, But actually, I never had.
You don't like
them.
any berries, then I take it. You don't like strawberries either, huh?
I'll eat strawberries once in a while, but
you do eat strawberries. Oh, okay. Blueberries?
Not really. Michele hardly eats strawberries. I mean, it's a great Welsh lesson, but she's not really.
What about blueberries? Like blueberry muffins and stuff?
Yeah, I eat them. I eat blueberry muffins.
Blueberries are good.
Yeah.
You ever have blueberry pancakes?
Yeah, they're fine.
My girlfriend makes the best blueberry pancakes. Boysenberry sauce? Oh, man.
Speaking of food, have you ever had Marmite?
You ever have dingleberries?
What?
Dingleberries?
That's the stuff that comes out of your butt.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Paul told me to say it. I had no idea what it meant.
Have you ever had Marmite?
No, I've never had Marmite.
Do you know what Marmite is?
No, never seen it.
It's made out of yeast extract. It's a very popular...
yeast extract?
Yeast extract, like brewer's yeast.
Why the fuck would you want to eat just straight yeast?
Oh, you don't eat it straight. You can put it on things like crackers.
Yeah,
or unbuttered toast.
You put it on top, but why would you want to put extracted yeast on your food? Like, I don't understand. What flavor does that add?
It has a lot of B complex vitamins and healthy for you. It's got thiamine, niacin, riboflavin, and I heard
if you eat a lot of yeast, it messes with your thingamajig.
Did you ever want? I can show you a jar of Marmite if you've never seen Marmite.
I don't need to see it. I could Google it. It's fine.
I got some in my pantry.
I could Google it. I think I've actually seen you eat it.
Thing. Like Michele said, you put it like thinly spread it on toast or crackers.
It's brown.
It's brown. Yes, like Lily's hair was. Yeah, like his hair.
Yep, not for me.
I'll show it to you. I'll show you the jar.
No, you don't need to. It's fine.
Actually, if Shoe Nice was on camera, I ate like by the spoon. The problem is it's really.
If Shoe Nice was there, I'm sure Shoe Nice would have eaten the entire bottle of it. There's probably a video of him eating Marmite, like an entire jug.
Let's see. That's a comedy. Yes. Raspberry pie is a shit. I'm going to get off here. Okay. Actually, I think I misunderstood what you said. But anyway, okay. Let me just quickly get the jar. I'll just show it to you. I think the lid's kind of stuck.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Well, anyway, I imported from the UK. It's not cheap. I mean, if you go to Tesco, it's cheap. You import it from the UK. It's not cheap. I think for a 500-gram jar, I think I paid like $12 for it, US.
Wow.
It's pretty good. It's good in small doses. Like it goes good.
Sounds nasty, and I would not eat it. I mean, I would try it for you.
Did you know
I would not eat it.
Did you know that in UK there's a famous love it hate it campaign, and I'm a Marmite lover, and then of course a lot of people in the UK hate it, but it's actually like the numbers are like 40-60, 40 lovers and 60 haters. 40-60 percentage. So if you I don't know how to describe it. It's just something that's good in small doses. There are videos of people eating Marmite on YouTube. You can watch those if you really want to see. Some people do things like a Marmite challenge. I would not suggest you do a Marmite challenge for one reason. There's no salt in that Marmite that if you think you're going to get away by eating it 125-gram jar and not potentially get a heart attack in the process, I'm going to tell you, don't. It's really bad for you. It's in moderation. It's good, but if you want to eat the whole jar of 125 grams, you're probably going to potentially give yourself a heart attack from salt poisoning.
Well, I bet you Shoe Nice did
it. What's that?
I said I bet Shoe Nice.
Okay.
Ate an entire one.
Yeah, he was on the Cringe Report, remember?
No, I missed it.
We had a lot of fun with Shoe Nice on the show. And
yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Shoe Nice is on the show. Shoe Nice is also in my Discord channel for a while too.
It's too bad you fuck things up with Jessica, though.
Yes, they do the same thing, Shreckle Cat. It's called Vegemite, which is the Australian version. It's not licensed a Marmite product. Sanitarium Marmite from New Zealand is closer to the Marmite from the UK, except the adds sugar to it. Whereas the British Marmite has no sugar at all. So if you like your Marmite with no sweetness, you want to eat the UK Marmite. You want to eat Marmite that has sugar, you eat the Sanitarium Marmite. And if you want to eat something that has caramel coloring and sugar in it, basically, it's popular to eat Vegemite.
We're dangerously close of entering a new title for this show and calling it All About Marmite.
Oh, we could really seriously retitle that.
But hey, when do you think you can patch things up with Jessica again?
What's that?
When do you think you could patch things up with Jessica again?
Shows up like that again? I don't know.
No.
Maybe
patch, like fix your disagreement. Actually, get her interested in wanting to come over. You know.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'd like to try to do shows like we did with the Cringe Report again. But he's kind of not really interested.
Right. So I said, Jessica, though, when can you fix that problem? Because she was really taking that punishment like a beast.
You talking about the R11 show and?
No, Jessica.
Oh, Jessica. Well, I did offer to come on the show, but she didn't come back on. I guess she realized that I explained.
Yeah,
I saw her today, but I didn't talk to her much today.
You should bake her a cake. You know, like you should do a baking video, bake her a cake, make that be part of your content, and then give it to her, and then tell her to come back on.
Well, let's put it this way. Right now, the closest thing I did to any kind of mixing and cooking lately was developing film in my kitchen.
Yeah, well, I think you should bring Jessica back because.
I told her she can come back. She never did. So I think she felt embarrassed in the end.
Well, yeah, I wonder. Yeah, she definitely did. Mm-hmm. You could tell. That's why she didn't want to leave when you were kicking her out.
Yeah, she did good with the colors. I mean, on the first Tuesday she was on, she was good on that Tuesday. But then on Saturday, she was like all over the fucking place.
I think it was again your group call that you had that escalated the situation into something that it wasn't.
Oh, Mike Vitale. Oh yeah, he.
But yeah, you definitely need some more guests. What about Dory? Getting her back on.
Well, I was talking to Yvonne here in chat, and we may be able to get her on the show if she has some free time. And
oh, Yvonne's a real person.
Yes, Yvonne's a real person. I know her.
Well, hey,
I went to school with Yvonne Manning. She lives in Winsted.
Well, I don't know these things.
I went to school with Yvonne Manning.
Shoot the messenger, why don't you?
Oh, I gotta be seeing her probably tomorrow at the Soup Kitchen, Monday at the Soup Kitchen. I got a feeling she'll probably be there Monday. I did give her my name and I did give her my phone number and email. So, maybe she'll be, able.
All right.
Her father was actually an amateur magician, also.
Oh, so she knows some magic tricks.
I'm sure he must have taught her some.
Must have taught her a few magic tricks.
Yeah, probably did.
There we go.
And so we'll see.
Well, hey, I'm going to let you go.
All right. So the point is, I think the show is pretty good, but don't forget to click like on it. Oh, we got 2 dislikes. Jeez. Gee, that sucks. Well, we only got 2, but how many people are now watching? 6. I guess that's not bad. So for everybody, I'm going to just be honest and say thank you all for coming today. I'm glad that this evening's show was better. That's another thing, too, I noticed, is that the night shows do pretty good. I think it's because most of the kiddies have gone to bed and that they don't really...
You mean when the UK is asleep?
Well, the UK go to sleep right now. It's 5 hours ahead of us, so It's for them. It's 4:35 in the morning.
90% of your drama comes from Ireland, and like
Ireland and the UK are up in
that whole Australian continent up there.
Oh yes, Mel will probably be on. I wouldn't be surprised if Mel comes on. That's happening.
They love it. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah. So the UK is mostly where the people I really focus my shows for, but of course the Americans benefit too, especially those that have some free time, especially on the weekends. But
I got time to chat with you.
There's a possibility I might be moving to the UK. It's in the works. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Well, I know that they're into the pub scene. I'm not really into the pub, but it'd be kind of nice to. There's more. There's more support.
Okay, I will pack your bags so you can get there.
Yeah, but I gotta get my passport first.
Yep, get you a passport. We'll get your bags packed. We'll get it all.
Yeah, I was thinking about visiting somebody in the UK, and then maybe get in contact with the British Home Office and fill up for a visa. To
all right, well, hey, my
get a residency permit.
Are chatting. I gotta go.
Okay.
Catch you later.
Okay. See you later. Bye bye. Yeah, that's Skynet. He's that'd be cool. Some up close magic. Okay. They have nothing else to do. They just create drama and prey on nice people like Michele. Yeah, they do. In fact, they prey on each other, actually. Yes, they do, unfortunately. Yes, they do. So anyway, Lou, what are you planning on for Wednesday? I have no idea. Maybe you'll have to find something. I don't know. Do you think somebody would like or maybe one of your shows you could read Ballad of the Snow Teen on the show? I think it'd be easier for me to record it as an video clip, and then share it that way instead of actually trying to read it live on the screen. Paul and Skynet seem to give you good advice. Yeah, I know. I know they do. Oh yeah, you know where else Mermaid? By the way, let's get back to real quick the Mermaid. Else Mermaid's good on, and you may think this is crazy, but I've done it, and it actually is not half bad. Put Marmite on French vanilla ice cream. It actually was really good. I don't know why. It just was Marmite and French vanilla ice cream. I kind of like Marmite on potatoes. I do too. When are you going to get some finished blood sausages? How do I get finished blood sausages in the United States? That would be really kind of interesting. Yeah. Then I know Norway has blood sausages too. Yes, they do. Yes, Norwegians have blood sausages. The only way I would eat Marmite if it was on $100 bill. Well, I don't know about that, but it's just I like it. Like I said, I'm in the lover camp. Absolutely, I love Marmite, but I can't eat a lot of it at one time because it's just too much. You gotta be, you can't only eat a little bit at a time. No meaning you would have to pay. Oh God. Another thing, let's see. Blood sausages. I mean, I know it sounds gross, right? Sounds like something a vampire would love. Actually, in in Norway, in parts of Finland, blood sausages are a real thing, made out of pork blood with obviously meat and the blood mixed together, and they made it into a sausage roll. Which actually sounds kind of interesting. I don't know what it tastes like. No, if you ask me what Marmite looks like, it looks more like leftover gunky engine oil. Yeah, that's closer than the earwax. Yeah, it definitely looks like used gloppy engine oil. I remember when I first got my first jar, a 125-gram jar. I bought right for a show, right? And you could sort of smell it through the lid. And I smelled it. I said, "That still smells pretty damn good." I was supposed to eat it on the show. I said, "Fuck it." I opened the jar and I stuck my finger in there, and it was like, "Oh man, this is like a taste explosion." Salty but good. You see, I like salty food. So it's like, yeah, this is good. I kept sticking my finger in the jar. Lip, slip, slip. Just something. How you doing, Dogfish? Michele, if you won the lottery, $10 million, what would you do with it? Get the fuck out of this country. Because I always wanted to go to the UK or Finland. I think UK would be easy for you because you'll be able to at least understand English directly. So it'll be easier for you to get your British, citizenship. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, somebody didn't know this. Me and the Western European winter stewardess, Frida Simonsen, which is Norwegian, have been planning that if I go to the UK, that I will become the Snow Queen of the UK, US, and Canada, but I would voluntarily give her Southwest Greenland because she technically already does the other part of Greenland. So that would mean that basically that she would have all of Greenland, but I would get the UK in the process. I don't have to do that. I just said to her, I said, "Hey, you know what? Would you like the whole continent of Greenland or just part of it?" He says, it's up to you. You don't have to give it to me." I'm like, "Why not give it to you? I don't even get to Southwest Greenland. Talk about being an absentee snow queen. I don't even get to Southwest Greenland." And so she's into skiing and winter sports. And I said, "I'll tell you what. I'll give you Southwest Greenland if you give me the UK." And she said, yeah, I can give you that. That's no problem. But there's one catch. I said, "What's that?" "You have to move to the UK first." I went, "That sounds reasonable." Go ahead, call you on the air.
Yeah, I want to talk to the North American Snow Queen.
Yeah?
Is this the North American Snow Queen?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm the South American Snow King. Hey, listen, Esther, I've been hearing you've been slinging snow around the barrio, Holmes. You've been slinging snow on my turf, Esther.
My season's already over for the year, so...
Well, listen, Esther, you keep slinging that snow and you're going to have real problems. Okay? Keep an eye out, okay? I know where you live.
Of course you do. Everybody knows
I know where you live.
Everybody knows where Michele lives. She's like everywhere.
South American Snow King says no more, Esther. No more.
Okay. Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Besides, Michele takes up Frida on her offer. Frida would have to deal with him. No, because technically, I would still be in charge of the United States in Greenland or Canada. So, because, like some people said to me, we would love to have a British Snow Queen. After all, we already got a British monarch for the throne of the British, monarchy. Well, let's put it this way. For those people who wonder, if I indeed ever do become the UK Snow Queen, I would still be the North American Snow Queen. But I would no longer have Southwest Greenland under my territory, but that's because I voluntarily gave it to Fiji. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Yeah, what's up, Michele? Can I get an 8-ball?
What's that?
Maybe like a couple yards or something. Like, how do I pay you? Through PayPal? Does someone bring it to my house, or do you do it through like the mail?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Hello?
This is Mike. I remember you.
1 second, Michele.
Okay. Hi. How you doing, Martin?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so do I just send the money to your PayPal, or do I? How do we do this? Do I get the blow first?
Well, we got 10 people on here right now. This is amazing for a late night show. It's 11:46, so right now it really is a late night show. At least in Connecticut, anyway.
Yeah. So how do I get this blow?
He says, "Are you excited for the upcoming Euro elections?" Martin, I'll be honest when I say this, I'd be more excited to see the finally people in Parliament in the UK finally get a no-deal Brexit deal done so they can get the hell out of it. Because that's...
I gotta go.
Okay. Because right now the thing is that one of the things I want to do is I want to... and wait till the bullshit settles with the UK and the Brexit. And then once the Brexit's sorted, that's when I was going to go get my passport, my visa. But obviously, the opportunities are presenting themselves a little earlier for me to go to the UK sooner, and I might just do it. Yeah. NK Lion says, go ahead, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just want to say Bulgaria sucks. USA all the way, baby. Thank you.
I don't know. Bulgaria sucks. I don't know. But let me just read what Martin said. You do know that if BSP wins these, it would mean the Bulgarian government would have to resign and have emergency elections. Yeah, okay. Smith says you might just want to go visit the UK before you move there. Well, obviously, that would be the first thing I'd be doing anyway. MK Lane says, fake news of Bulgaria have been spinning the same last few years that the BSP is an old-fashioned communist party with no new ideas, when in reality the BSP is the most modern party. Bulgaria does suck, but BSP will fix it. Yeah. Right now, somewhat similar thing is that people in the House of Lords and the House of Commons in the UK are saying the same thing about the EU themselves. The people in the elections on the 26th of August. It was August? It was August. I think it was August, maybe July. No, yeah, it was August. There was so many people for leave. It was incredible. And some of the Tories are like screaming. I'm like, no, we don't want to leave. So they tried to do everything they could to fuck over Theresa May so they couldn't actually get an agreement to finally get a no-deal exit. Brexit, it's called. Well, you know what? There's the thing I say. UK people said, let's get the hell out of here. Let them out. Period. Because, I mean, why the hell are you going to keep trying to hold your poor countrymen stuck into something they don't want to be involved with? Of course, it's true that the Scottish National Independence Party, SNP, under Nicola Sturgeon, wants to get out of the UK, but then she wants to get into the EU. And like I explained to a couple of Scots, I said, you know what? Here's the problem. You're going to be going from one bully to another bully. Is that what you want? And then finally, a few of them thought about it, and they said, no, really, we don't. I said, well, why doesn't Scotland just try to become its own independent country? You don't have to be part of either one, you know. The Bulgarian Prime Minister is spreading lies. Camelia has secret plans, and that if she wins, Bulgaria would leave the EU and turn it into a communist country again, which is a lie. The BSP does not want to leave the EU. They just want to accept the euro, the currency, and migrants for the gender identity. What? Oh, let me read that again slowly here. The BSP does not want to leave the EU. They don't want to accept the euro currency or the migrants or the gender ideology. Yvonne Manning, sorry you had to do the work thing. Okay. Well, right now we're getting into politics. Good God. And BSP has long ago announced that it's no longer a communist party. Right. But they still call themselves the Bulgarian Socialist Party. Skynet says, one bully to another bully, sounds familiar. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. So you go from one country that bully that bullies you directly in Westminster, London, and then you're going to go to a bully that's going to directly bully you in Brussels. I don't know if that's a good arrangement. No. Come on, Nicola. You can do better than this. Come on, your Scots are tough people. They want to be independent. Let them be independent. Why do they have to take on the responsibility of getting stuck from one bully to another? But BSP is open to the possibility of leaving the EU. I don't think the EU is going to stay much longer. I think, honestly, seriously, the EU is going to seriously crumble under its own weight, especially with all the migrants. Well, speaking of EU BS, did you know something that France wants to do after the fire to the roof in Notre Dame? I saw this being pointed out by Paul Joseph Watson, and was like, where the hell are these people thinking? They said, well, because of the nature of the damage to Notre Dame's roof, they said that they're thinking about one proposal was to turn the Notre Dame roof into a giant swimming pool for everybody. What? A giant swimming pool for everybody? Like, honestly, you really seriously are going to have people go on the top of Notre Dame to go take a swim? That's kind of a sacrilege. That's a house of God. You know, you don't do this. And the idea was to say they want to build a penthouse. Ugh, a penthouse on top of Notre Dame. No. All the BSP wants is emergency elections plus an EU revote to see if the people want to stay. Okay, well, they should be able to get that. I mean, don't the officials in the EU actually have to at least listen to what the people of their countries want, and like they did with the Brexit vote? That took a while to get that too. And it did, because everybody, even before the vote, was trying to basically a referendum. They were trying to make it basically a big stinkeroo to stay or leave. Oh yeah, I know, the big remain and leave campaign. That was a big thing. The one thing I do like about Camelia is she has changing the BSP. There's still a fight in the party between the more liberal side and the new conservative communist type side. Oh, trust me, Martin, there's always conflicts between the liberal, i.e., the left, and the conservatives, in this case, the far right. Yeah, you're going to have that problem we have in here in the United States, too. Schmillicat says that's 2019 for you. NK Lion says Camelia has decided the BSP is not going to in coalitions with no parties, and she has said not only the ruling party of Bulgaria, the problem with all other political parties. Yvonne Manning says P.O. Box. P.O. Box. P.O. Box. Well, what do you mean by that? P.O. Box. And then, of course, he continues and says, basically, the BSP doesn't want to take down the government of Bulgaria, but replace it with the entire system used in the previous 30 years. Let's say it over again. Basically, the BSP does not want to just take down the government of Bulgaria, but replace the entire system used in the previous 30 years. She said, also claims all other political parties in Bulgaria have, okay. Basically, Camelia has decided not only the BSP standing its ground against the current government, but other political parties. She claims the BSP is the only party that can fix Bulgaria. And they will not be working with no other parties. Yvonne Manning said that's nasty. Oh, trust me. By the way, Camelia is really cute. Cornelia is really cute. Yeah. Oh. Of course, I'm a lesbian anyway. Oh, ever. Anyway, the thing is that I see that not in his pop said Nate Muse. He has changed his moniker yet again. Yeah. How you doing, Nate Muse? I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Are you a lesbian? Bi? Lesbian. Yeah, I've been working. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're doing okay. I know I've seen a couple of you. I saw you did some videos long ago. We haven't done anything new. By the way, your mixer's still kicking. In fact, I still use it on the show right now. It's actually still doing its job. See, we've kind of gotten kind of fancy over the years. And 7 people, 3 likes. That's a good start. MK Lane says she came from a village and became a judge. She became the CEO of the largest techno company of Bulgaria at the age of 27, and she was a minister of energy at 32. She was kicked out of BSP in 2005. Wait a minute. If she was kicked out of the BSP, what's she doing as the prime minister of the BSP now, or whatever her title is? I guess they must have decided they made a bad mistake. She was kicked out of BSP in 2005 over false allegations and left politics to come back 10 years later and became the leader. Yvonne Manning says, laughing my ass off. Yeah. By the way, speaking of getting kicked out of politics, why is Hillary Clinton was thinking about running for office for the Democrats? Also never succeed. She has no good platform. Neither does Biden, unfortunately. And Sanders is definitely forget it. Maybe of the fact how bad was Biden's last speech he did. He was like, it was like he had totally was not enthusiastic about his chances. I listened to him. He was talking like a monotone at a pizza restaurant, and I listened to that, and I was like, on the next news network, I said, "Are you serious? You want a man to run for president that is totally like unenthusiastic? He didn't really have any way of getting any kind of the people's support." She became the leader of the BSP in 2016, only to result in the BSP winning the presidential elections with her candidates, Ruman Radev, which led the emergency elections in 2017 for parliament. However, I'm just trying to read it because, unfortunately, unlike before, I'm not showing you the chats on the screen. Why don't you? Because I didn't think about it. Okay. However, the same prime minister won, so BSP has a president. However, she won a 900,000, as the previous BSP leader stated only got 500,000. MK Lion says, so I'd say she does really great. Yeah. Oh. By the way, I don't know if you knew Native News is here. Pop. Maybe you remember Native News. Native News. She was one of the many people who actively helped my channel with the mixer that we use today, which allows us to mix microphones and soundboards and things like that, and it's still used. Of course, we upgraded the computer though, and the computer system is doing. What are you doing, Rusty? Come on! Oh wait. Oh yeah. Okay, so anyway, the point is that my point is, I think Camellia is really like Trump. Make Bulgaria great again. Make Bulgaria strong again. Make Bulgaria rich again. Of course, she'd be saying that in Bulgarian. Oh, wait. You're probably right. So speaking of Trump, by the way, I really didn't expect I was going to get into the politics, but he's doing very well, even among many Democrats. They actually kind of admit that unless they can really find the right candidate to run against him as president, I mean, they've got a huge gallery of guys and gals, but Bernie Sanders is lackluster. Biden is the same way. And then, of course, a couple other people in the party on the Democrat side, they're just kind of like, I'll just come in to warm the seat up. Speaking of cats, warm up seats. The other cat. This is Dusty. I'm putting down Dusty cat. I'm just pumping cat right now. Yeah, he's a good cat too. They're all good cats. I'm very fortunate I have cats. I got 3 of them. I think is that okay. But she chose to take the BSP out of Parliament, which some consider a dumb move, but it's smart because she claimed it would show how all the other parties are just working with the government, whereas even the ones who claim to oppose it. Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, Bob, right now. I hate to derail you on BSB, but I'm going to ask you what you think of what's going on with the U.S. elections coming up in 2020 elections. Because we have a lot of American audience. I haven't, by the way, I had closest thing close to Bulgaria was a group of people from Albania from 2014, and I haven't talked to John Cross and his crew in a long time, but what do you think about the prospective 2020 elections in the United States? I'm going to go back to work. Y'all have a good night. Okay. I think Trump might have a serious chance of winning, but I don't take it for granted. Obviously, I'm going to go out and vote. Yes. Yes. But the question is are the Democrats going to try to steal the elections like they tried to do in 2016? I would not put it past them. They tend to do things like that. They tried to stuff the ballot boxes in several states. And you know what the state of Pennsylvania says? They decided to get away from the paperless ballot system and go with the same system that Connecticut has, which you have a paper ballot that you fill in with a magic marker or a pencil, and then it goes through an optical scanner system. Because the other system that they were using in Pennsylvania was too easy to hack. And that's the same thing. Cornelia has said the same thing. We will win only if the Bulgarian votes. Cornelia also said that the BSP will have the backs of the people and be watching very closely for pressure. She claims the people are scared to vote from the corrupt prime minister, which is true. Oh, I could see that. Yeah. Well, I can just tell you is that 2019 is just a strange time. A lot of things going on. Basically, what's going on in Bulgaria is, which no one says it. Bulgaria has a dictator supported by the EU in power for 15 years. So elections. Why do you keep erasing your messages? Jeez. I was trying to read them on these things. No need to erase your messages. I mean, what do you do that for? I mean, I'm reading them out loud, but I mean, for some people, they might actually want to read the chats. But please don't do that. Let people read them. Bulgaria has a dictator that's supported by the EU in power for 15 years, so election drama and the former communists are the only ones to oppose. So basically, the former communism is now serving democracy. Strange, LOL, but I guess things change in cool ways. Well, just like what's going on with the Democrats in Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, her own district in New York, seriously questions if socialism is going to be the good choice for the government. And obviously, they did a on the street poll of New Yorkers in her district, and they said, "No, we don't want socialism. Are you crazy? Socialism, everybody gets paid the same regardless of what you do. There's no incentive to make a better living." And that's true. And then, but here's some would say is, socialism is good because you need to admit, yeah, but then look, how are you going to pay for it all? Oh, I'm going to raise my taxes. Yeah. That also stifles the economy. When you do that, when you keep raising the taxes, no one's going to want to go ahead and expand their businesses. So basically, the former communists are now saving democracy. Strange. I guess things change over the ways. The BSP is not really a socialist party. It just has the name. Leftover, but it is a conservative, slightly social democrat party. It just kept its name. Yeah, but you know what? Socialist Democrat in the United States. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a socialist Democrat. And Bernie Sanders is a communist socialist. Oh boy. Yeah, it's not really a good thing. You got to be careful when you think about that. I'm glad that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal was shot down in flames. That was a real big boondoggle. Leftover, but it is a conservative, slightly social democratic party. It just kept its name. All right, that's what you said. So, well, I know it's getting kind of late. So let's get any last questions in. I guess anybody want to call into the show for a little bit? Last calls on the calls. Last call on the calls. So that means already 12:09. Holy Christ. I started about 9:30 and it's already 12:09. You're obviously enjoying yourself. Compared to today, yes, I would say so. Yes. Camellia is against LGBT, gender ideology, migrants, and wants to reintroduce patriotism. Speaking of which, United States has got a migrant problem. there's no place to put all the illegals as they're trying to flood the southern border. Donald Trump is truly alarmed because the border patrol has been having no choice but to do exactly what Donald Trump did not want them to do, which is catch and release. And because the equivalent of the deferment sites are full. And he said we have to at least make it officially known that the United States is closed for immigration. And then, of course, the United Nations is saying, hey, you're still going to take in another 500,000 people. Or something like that. I'm like, how can we take in any more people? We're already busting at the seams. We don't even have enough resources to take care of all the people we have. It doesn't sound like a plan. It sounds like an excuse. So that it could lead to emergency elections and the acceleration of Bulgaria. Yeah, the Bulgarian government will try to rig these elections so its dictatorship backed by the EU can stay in power. Even though BSP wants to possibly leave the EU, the only way that can happen is if they win the EU elections first and activate Article 50. If they have access to Article 50, that's a great question because as I understand it, Article 50 was only for the original member states. And some of the later entries, Article 50 is not available to them. It's kind of stupid. Tell me about it. All right. So I'm just gonna say is that Article 50 is a major stupid thing. All right, guys, listen. This was a really good show. I mean, it really was, and I'm really happy we had a good time today. I'm very happy that we got a chance to meet. Yvonne Manning was on. I was happy that Native Muse was on. I was very happy we had a good program. No serious drama. Had a chance to share some fun stuff. And I bought it up because I wanted to ask for your prayer. My prayer? Okay. We could do something. Sure. So it's that the forces of the good may be protect Bulgaria and the people will unite to take down the government, change the system, and start something totally new. Pray for BSB. Oh, let's make it more general. It seems like it's not exactly just a BSB thing. No, it's not. So when we just pray for the whole system, for all the countries that want to do that, especially the EU, especially the UK and the Bulgaria and other countries in general. So let's get started. In nome e Patri e Spiritus Sancto. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you today to answer our prayers and our requests that finally we will be able to see peace in the world, that the people will take back what is rightfully theirs and will squash and destroy the tyrants of governments that have caused them much pain. We ask this through your Son, Jesus Christ, so when he comes again to give us our salvation, that he will work with the countries that want to bring back good things and make their people free. And we ask this, that he will be there to help us be free of the tyrants of the world. And we ask this in your blessed name. Amen. Amen. Yes, other countries. All right, guys. That's it for now. Just reminding everybody that there is, for the regular shows, there are some slightly different times. You want to give them this home? Yeah, go ahead. On Tuesday night, actually Tuesday afternoon, it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. and 6 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Pacific time is Michelle's show. Same times on Thursday for Michelle's show. And Saturday is probably going to still be on for that time too. Yeah, it should be. And of course, my show will be at 1 a.m. Oh, sorry, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. UK time, and 10 a.m. Pacific time. And oh yes, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Michele, would you please tell people how to subscribe to my channel if they don't know how? Yeah, I can do that. Let's do that. Let me type this in for you guys, how you can join Lumi's channel. It is this, http://www.youtube.com. Victim periods. I got it. User LUMIFINISTRA. So that's http://www.youtube.com/user/LUMIFINISTRA. And that is how you can get to Lumi's channel. And of course, if you ever want to contact me outside of YouTube and you want to reach me, just go here. Thank you, Nightbot. I hope you're awake today. Yeah, I think Nightbot's sort of awake. Okay, here it goes. That's my email address. You can reach me. So everybody can contact me and Lumi and stuff like that. So we hope that you will be willing to check out her content on Wednesday. I think it's going to be pretty good, isn't it? I think so. We'll have to see. Martin, it is 12:17 in the morning Eastern time. How much more do you need to do? Yeah, most of the users are going to go. Wait a minute. Someone just came back. Oh. Yeah, I suppose we could do 10 more, but I don't know what we're going to talk about for 10 minutes. Well, why don't I actually let you guys ask Lumi a few questions? I'm sure some of you got some. Oh, God. Let me ask you a few questions first. What do you think of the hairpiece? The hairpiece is okay. It's really surprising to see it on my head. I really first I had a hard time getting used to wearing it. I normally in my native form, because I am a soft femme, or actually I'm a butch. I'm not really a soft butch. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I got this bob in my head, and I'm like, oh, this is really, really girly hair. I'm not into girly hair, and I think you did pretty good on the show, though. Yeah, I did. Is there any way you can send a picture? Oh, please. Yeah, if you go to Lumi's channel, you can see her videos. And the vlog was a little bit weird. Sun was going down and the light was a little bit off, but yeah. Martin says, I think it said EU would support a dictator and how a dictator is staying in power, and the communists are the ones who oppose him. Well, you know what? I'll tell you something. The politics is a weird thing. It doesn't seem to follow any common sense whatsoever. Even in the United States, there's things that we allow to happen in the United States that people kind of seriously wonder why the government allows these things to happen. But they do. And I think it's said, okay, but I mean, it's not really surprising, honestly. I think the problem is that don't forget the EU itself is corrupt as hell. It's weird. No, not really. You scratch your my testicles, I scratch your testicles. That's not so weird. That's what they do. That's exactly what governments do. And the EU is weird because the whole EU system was supposed to be a system for representation, but it seems that the EU has no representation whatsoever. It's just a bunch of bureaucrats shoving papers all over a desk somewhere. That's all they do. I'm just really worried about these elections, especially. I hope that the people will stand up and get out of bed to go vote. I know that in the United States, the people certainly did get out of bed and vote in 2016. Because, first of all, the leaders themselves, especially Donald Trump and his rallies, would tell them it's not going to change unless you get out and vote. If you don't vote, you're not going to get the change that you want. You're not going to get the change that we need. If you don't vote, the Democrats are going to find every way to stay in power, and then you're going to be stuck with the same old bullshit and worse. So this is the way it is. You know, it's not. It's stupid, but it's true. If the people don't want to vote, then they lose by default. And guess what? Then they can't blame anybody for their own lack of decision to stand for what they believe in. Staying in bed one day, it's not more important than the change for years to come. Yeah, I think Donald Trump said something very similar in his own rallies. That people had to go to the polls. People had to go to the polls and vote for the people wanted to make change to happen. And they did. And they did vote. And Donald Trump, despite all the ballot box stuffing and tampering by Democrats, won the Electoral College. And he and they also found out that honestly there was some questions about some of the popular vote is like were the Democrats actually stuffing ballot boxes with illegals, and it seems in some economies in some areas they were, and so the it's election fraud is not a new thing. In at least America, it's only Republicans versus Democrats. The BSP has chosen the harder path, BSP versus all the other parties. Yeah, well, United States, that also means, guess what? You also have the fact is that you may not really have a party that really supports what you want. You also have other parties too, but they're so minor that they don't get anything. Remember Jill Stein's Green Party? Oh God. I mean, nice lady, but unfortunately, her whole platform was just totally a joke. It just didn't have any. It just didn't have much rallying cry support for the people, and not medical doctors saying that. Oh well, we need to change this. We need to change that. And people basically said, I don't think this is going to work. In fact, some people said, well, Jill Stein shouldn't even be on the ballot. Well, so the BSP has to cut the government and the other cut the part government. I don't know what you mean by that. Speaking of cut, I think your cat cut a fart. Yeah, the cat box. It smelled cat poo in the box. Yeah. Well. Well, Martin, it is. You got 3 minutes left. So, you have any questions for Lumi? Yeah, why don't you ask me some? I mean, you got 3 minutes. Let's see. Ask me a question. Oh, wait. Let me ask you one. You going to be on my show on Wednesday? I'm watching it anyway. I don't know about being. I mean, I'll answer your questions on chat, but I'm not taking phone calls. I don't want to do that. I don't eat Mexican. Michele doesn't eat Mexican. We would probably go for Pizza Hut. Oh yeah, definitely Pizza Hut. Yeah, but with the deep dish pizzas. Oh yeah, Chicago deep dish. Oh yeah, yeah. I might be able to do that. I have to. I'm not really into doing spirit ratings, but probably could do something. He says he'll be on. Okay. Well, tonight we did really good, guys. We really did. We had a lot of content on, and obviously a lot of people were happy. I don't know if they're all likes in there, but I don't see why they wouldn't be. Who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe people enjoyed the show. Maybe they said to themselves, dude, this is cool. No, I don't know. And let's see. Last score is 4-4. Why is it always tied? I don't know. All right. Well, wait. Let's just say to everybody, please do me a favor and share the videos with your friends, family. My videos, Michele's videos. I know we're both going to try to come up with new content. Yeah, we're going to work on that. Oh, don't forget, on my show, we can always tell who I am because I'm the one who's going to be wearing the hair different, and Michele. Somebody gave me some hair extensions to extend my blonde hair. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. I really don't do readings. I don't really do readings. I just I don't really. I just can tell you is this that the day's coming when there's gonna be a great shakeup, a great change. And for example, we already know that Google's been working with the Chinese army, Chinese government. There's a chance that Google may seriously be finding itself in bad standing with the United States government soon. That the stock market has become top heavy and is likely to fall flat. But that's mostly because of speculators. It's more Michele's thing. Okay, well, that's would be what you're talking about. It's a little bit of a prophecy, except I didn't give any exact dates. So just keep an eye on the news. Oh yeah, one more thing, Michele. This is more Michele things. You want to talk about this? Yeah, we're going to be seeing more wacky weather in the United States and around the world. That's going to probably cause more damage to crops. Compared to the last few years, the weather is becoming very unstable planet-wide. And that's important to keep in mind. The weather is changing. Right. So what should people do? Stock up. Have food, non-perishable food on hand. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Be willing to help those who may not be able to help themselves, because you might need their help. And even those people that you think are basically nothing but failures in life may be the kind of person that has a skill that you may need if the shit really hits the fan. Amen. Camellia, I think, is going to be a good thing. I do see that she's obviously got a lot of support from the people. I say that in part because of the articles I've seen. I can't read Bulgarian, but the few translations I got seem to indicate that she's trying to make some changes. And if she keeps working on what she's doing, she's going to be successful. Like I said, I see positive energy. But she's going to have an uphill battle. That's I can tell you. Amen. Amen. All right, guys. For now, we'll see you guys tomorrow. At least Michele will do a vlog anyway. Yeah. And officially, I will be doing my show on Wednesday. I might drop in now and then. But normally what me and Michele both agreed is we're going to try to keep our shows kind of separate. But I just did a quick visit on the show for tonight. And I want everybody to have a good night. Great. And like just like Bill and Ted would say from Excellent Adventure, be excellent to one another. Party on, dude. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything stupid. Don't make people cry. Don't make people hate. Show love. That's what you have to do. That's what this world needs. Amen. Amen. All right, guys. That's a wrap. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.